Welcome to This Week in Crowder College, an in-depth look into how Crowder College students, faculty, and staff are working together so students soar to new heights, communities are impacted, and lives are changed. This Week in Crowder College is sponsored by the law offices of Wood and Peterson in Neosho, specializing in workers' compensation, personal injury, Social Security disability, and more. Learn more online at neoshoattorney.com. Now here's this week's edition of This Week in Crowder College.
Welcome to a brand new week of This Week in Crowder College right here on 91.7 FM. Adam Winkler here with you, and this week we're joined by Sandra Wilson. She is the Director of Nursing out there at Crowder College. And Sandra, thanks for being with us.
Well, thank you. I'm glad to be with you.
Well, nursing is a really hot field right now, so tell us all about the program out there at Crowder College.
Well, sure. Crowder College is here to serve students, but also to serve our communities. And that is a big part of my position. The nursing department strives to serve the communities in our geographic area with nurses. We have 4 registered nursing programs at 4 different instructional sites: the main campus at Neosho, our campus at Nevada, our campus at Cassville, and also at McDonald County, which is just almost to the Arkansas state line. We also have a practical nursing program, and that is located at our Nevada campus.
Let's just say somebody has the desire to get into the nursing field, but they don't know exactly what they need to do. What are the classes they have to take out there at Crowder College to make this a possibility?
There are several general education classes that students need to take. They are not all required to be taken prior to starting the nursing program, but we'll talk about the ones that are exactly prerequisite classes. So I'll be talking mainly about a traditional student, so a student that doesn't have a healthcare background. And they need to take a medical terminology class. They need to take our Introduction to Nursing class. That's a new class for us, and we're really excited about that. We try to tell them what they're getting into in nursing in that class and how to be successful through the nursing program, because it's a very rigorous program. They have 3 science classes that they have to take, and each one of those are 5-hour sciences, so very heavy on the science category: Anatomy and Physiology 1, Anatomy and Physiology 2, and Microbiology. Then to round out that associate degree, they also need college orientation, an approved mathematics course, which would be quantitative reasoning, basic statistics, or college algebra. They need psychology or sociology. They need speech, English, and history for the degree. The ones that have to be completed prior to starting the nursing courses would be Anatomy and Physiology 1, the medical terminology, and then as they're selected, we want them to take that Introduction to Nursing. So they take that like the last 8 weeks before they join the nursing classes. The
nursing degree out there, the associate's degree, is it a 2-year process for them to get everything in they need to become the RN?
It would be a minimum of 5 semesters, so just a little bit over a 2-year degree. The reality is many of our students work full-time. Many of them have family commitments. Many of our students work on these general education classes prior to starting or prior to even applying to the nursing program. And it just depends on the individual student's situation and how much time they're able to devote to their college work.
Well, I know the nursing program out there at Crowder College is a highly successful program. I know lots of people that have come through there. I know the reviews of the job you guys do out there are phenomenal. And just tell us about those instructors, those who are involved in the nursing program day in and day out, and what makes them so special.
Well, we have a great staff, and I was doing some interviews recently and having discussions with people that are interested in coming into education. We were talking about the advantages and the disadvantages, but I think we summed it all up into nursing education is kind of a mission. You can have someone that's a very good nurse, but they have to have that desire to take that knowledge and transfer that to others. In that way, they have an impact on many more patients than they could ever touch as an individual. So I like to tell them that it's the mission of nursing, because it's a very hard work, just like nursing is, and it's very rewarding at the same time.
We're speaking with Sandra Wilson. She is the Director of Nursing out there at Crowder College. And for anyone who gets a degree, they want that return on their investment. And tell us about the opportunities that are out there in the nursing field. And it's something that people are ready to hire you when you get done.
They certainly are standing in line to hire our graduates. Students right now have their choice of where they want to go to work. And not only that, they usually can just say, I want to work on this unit, and they will have that opportunity. We haven't always seen that in the past, even when jobs have been plentiful. There were certain units that were available to graduate students and some that were not. That's pretty wide open right now. We do not see that changing in the near future. They can get the return on their investment in just a matter of months working full-time as registered nurses. We do have some extra benefits in place. One program we offer that's on a competitive basis is we have a clinical partnership program where students actually can get paid by their clinical facility for time that they spend doing their clinical hours for school. That's been a real positive benefit to students.
Well, tell us about the bridge programs that you have for those who want to become an RN.
We have a couple of those. Right now we have an LPN bridge to RN. That's for students that are currently licensed or eligible for licensure with Missouri licensure. So they can hold another state, but they still have to be eligible for Missouri licensure. And they basically join the last 2 semesters of the traditional student group and still have to complete all of those general education classes, the very same ones that we went over earlier in the interview. But they will be able to finish in 2 years to be able to sit for registered nursing boards. We're currently working on a paramedic bridge, so paramedics can bridge to the RN, and that is in final approval stages. I'm not sure if that's going to get to start this fall or next spring, but it depends on when we get the last word that is approved by the State Board of Nursing.
Well, let us know about the pinning ceremony that happens. I see a lot of things about that, but why is that such a special time?
Well, we have combined pinning with our graduation ceremony, and that is we have a lot of graduates at Crowder, so we split that up so we don't have a huge group with hours of graduates walking across the stage. So our pinning is just for the nursing students. We traditionally have that on Friday night before the other students graduate on Saturday. And as they get their diploma and come across that stage, they also receive their nursing pin, which is a symbol of the schools that they attended and of their profession as well. It's a great time to recognize their hard work. It's a great time to recognize the support of family and friends, because nursing school is very hard. And we tell our students in that very first introduction to nursing class, you can't do nursing school on your own. You need a support system. And many of those support system people are present at the pinning and graduation ceremony. We're very happy to announce that our May graduates at our McDonald County and Nevada campus have excellent pass rates. At McDonald County, our pass rate is 100%. We have one student left to test out of that group, and we hope to remain at 100%. Our Nevada campus is greater than 90%. So that's something that the faculty have worked very hard with students to prepare them for board testing, and it has been very successful.
Well, you guys have applications are now open for the Neosho and Cassville location. So if there's people out there interested in becoming an RN, what's the process for them to apply to the program?
They can go to www.crowder.edu and they can apply to the college first of all. The next thing I would suggest they do is contact our nursing support specialist, which is Tammy Holmes. She does advising for students prior to them being accepted into the nursing program, and she tries to help guide them to make sure they're on track, taking those general education courses in the order that they need, helps them to strengthen their application because it is a competitive process. Not everyone that applies to the program is offered a seat within the program. She will also help go over and make sure that they have met the minimum application requirement. They can email her or just simply call Crowder College 451-3223 and ask for the nursing department. We'll be glad to help them.
Well, Sandra, we hear a lot of great things about the nursing program out there at Crowder, so thank you so much for being with us here this week and keep up the great work.
Thank you, Adam.
Thank you for listening to This Week in Crowder College. This Week in Crowder College is sponsored by the law offices of Wood and Peterson in Neosho. You can listen to this broadcast again by going online to kneo.org or to crowder.edu. Tune in once again next week for another edition of This Week in Crowder College on KNEO 91.7 FM.
If you live within the broadcast area of KNEO Radio, we have a podcast just for you. The KNEO Community Connection keeps your finger on the pulse of what's coming up in the four-state area, telling you about upcoming events you don't want to miss, organizations in our communities doing great work, and conversations with the dynamic citizens who are behind it all. There's a lot going on around you that you don't want to miss. This is Luke Taylor. Join me each week as we talk about what's happening with the people who are making it happen. Brought to you by KNEO Radio 91.7 FM and the Sky High Podcast Network. Subscribe today wherever you get your podcasts.